Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading, y'all. Y'all, we got so much good stuff to talk about today. We do, but y'all know how we do it over here. We do our shout outs first, and let's get going on that because this podcast is chock full of just delicious things. It is. So we want to get into that as quickly as we can. So let's get into our shout outs. These people are so special. They are the best. They are the best. They are the backbone of this community. They are the ones who come through when they don't have to and just support the channel, and I appreciate it so very much. I mean, really, this whole tribe is nothing but the best. Y'all are always supporting, always coming through, always in the comments, always hyping the video up, always giving me a thumbs up. Y'all do all these things to support the channel, and listen, I appreciate it so very much. But with all of that, because y'all know if I get started talking about y'all, I'm telling you, I can talk about this tribe all day. So let's get started with the shout out so we can get into this podcast. And first up is my girl, Ella Gully. Yes, Ella is back, y'all. Ella is back, and I am so happy that she is. Ella is a ride or die, always coming through with the support and always in the comments, just absolutely giving those flying monkeys across the pond, HE double hockey sticks. Yes, Ella is special and I appreciate her so very much. So thank you, Ella. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And 08065 came through. Yes, that's another one. She is another one. She is a fierce supporter of the read. She is always coming through. She's always in the comments. She is so funny and so wise. She is. Sometimes she makes me think and laugh at the same time. She is just special. So thank you, 08065. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And my guy, Kevon Slims came through. Yes, Kevon is everything. He is so funny. He is just everything. That's all I can say. He is everything. If you looked up everything, his picture would absolutely be there. And he is such a wonderful and faithful supporter of the read. I appreciate him so very much. So thank you, Kevon. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for coming through. And Robin Samuels came through. Yes, Robin is my girl as well. She has been with me for quite a while. Now, she is not loud, but boy, is she proud. She is proud of being a squatty. She's proud of being a reader. And she is always in the comments supporting. And I appreciate her so very much. She is a ride or die. So thank you, Robin. Thank you for the super thanks. But most of all, thank you for being here. And my girl Yolette came through. Yolette is faithful. She is kind. She is wonderful. She's my co-pilot. She is always in the comments supporting. She is everything. And I appreciate her so very much. She is just so warm and caring and kind, and she rides hard for the read, and she rides hard for Harry and Meghan. You can't ask for much more than that. So thank you, Yolette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. And Florie, the Yucca came through. Yes, she did. Florie has been with me for a while, and let me tell you, she is funny. She is, and she is fierce. She absolutely is, and she rides hard for the read. And I am so appreciative and so thankful that she is a part of this community because without question, she makes it better. So thank you, Florie. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, we're going to play this and we'll talk on the other side. y'all, I want to give another quick shout out to my girl Ella Gully, to 08065. You are everything. To my guy Kevin Slims, to the warm and wonderful Robin Samuels, to faithful, and very kind Eulette. And last but not least, the very sweet, the very wonderful Flori the Yucca. Thank y'all so very much. Thank y'all for writing so hard for the read, always coming through when you don't have to. I mean, supporting the channel. I could not do it without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank y'all for being here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, we have so much to talk about. I'm telling you, the meltdowns continue, and I'll tell you what else continues, and that is the dragon. Yes, the squad is dragging Jabo. They are, and he cannot handle it. He had that meltdown, and he absolutely did not understand the smoke that was going to come behind it. Yes, the squad is on his arse, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the things that happened during Harry and Meghan's visit that we didn't get to talk about. We're going to talk about that as well. Just some wonderful things. I mean, it was just such a great time had. And we're going to talk about that our faves, they have made it safely home. And we're going to talk about some of the things that Meghan has posted on her Instagram page. And it is just so sweet. And it's just a whole lot of stuff. Now, it's a hodgepodge of a lot of stuff, but it's all good. It's all delicious. And y'all know what y'all need to do. Y'all need to lock in and understand. I'm not going to keep you long, but I will keep you entertained. All right, y'all, we're going to start with this right here. And this squatty posted the video from Meghan's Instagram page, and they have made it home. Yes, they let us know that they had made it home safely. All I can say is, as a squatty, I feel I got everything that I prayed for. Yes, I was praying hard because anytime our faves leave home, I, just like Harry, my head is on the swivel because I know the evilness that lurks behind every corner and every tree when it comes to Harry and Meghan. So, of course, I'm always nervous. I'm always on pins and needles when they're out and about because, of course, I care about their safety. Well, they have made it home back to Montecito very safe and sound, and I could not be happier. This squatty said a welcome home sign for Papa and Mama Sussex, and lots of goodies from Australia for Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth. Yes, in the video, Meghan is showing some of the treats that she brought home to Archie and Lilibeth. Like I said, it was just everything this trip was. And this video is just so uplifting. And the song that Meghan chose for this video is absolutely Chef's Kiss. It's called Love is in the Air. And I have heard this song so many times, and of course, I love it. And it is by John Paul Young, who is an Australian music artist. I did not know that until Meghan posted this. I bet you on iTunes it really goes through the roof because I had forgot about this song. And Meghan pairing it with her video of all the highlights of her trip to Australia. Oh my God, it is perfection. So yeah, I hope he gets a lot of downloads after this because Meghan absolutely did him a solid. She did. So y'all scurry on over there to Meghan's Instagram page and show her some love and enjoy the videos. I think she has 2 videos up that she put up. And let me tell you, It is so joyous. I love that song. Love is in the air. Ooh, it makes you happy. It really, really does. I'm telling you, I love it. And I would love it even more if I could sing. I cannot. My mom, she was like a vocalist. She would sing in church. I mean, she had the most beautiful voice. I did not inherit that voice from her. I inherited her messiness and her pettiness and her determination. And I'll tell you what, her tenacity. So yes, I inherited a lot of traits from her, but her singing voice was not one of those things I inherited. And this squatty said a Aussie fan wrote a letter to Princess Lilibeth Diana. Look at it. Meghan showed this letter that was written to Lily. It says, may your world always be bright and beautiful as the colors you choose. Wishing you endless smiles, magical moments. Love from Australia. I just love it. And this squatty posted Gemma's post that she posted over on IG. And this squatty said, look what Gemma O'Neill just posted on her Best Life Pod IG story. Hashtag as ever bookmark and flower sprinkles. Hashtag as ever by Meghan. Y'all, I think we can consider Gemma a squatty. Yes, anytime you come with the flower sprinkles and you come with the bookmark, yeah, you're a swatty. And Gemma has gone through so much. Every time I think about all those flying monkeys attacking her and her losing her baby, whoo, I get outraged. I really, really do. I mean, these people are the worst of the worst of the worst. And yeah, Gemma is a squatty. I think so. Yeah, we got to show her plenty, plenty of love because we know what she went through just to have Meghan as her guest speaker. It makes no sense. And this particular squatty posted one of the rags, the Murdoch owned rags over there in Australia. And look what it had, a full 2-page spread about Meghan, the one they say is irrelevant, the one that they say is so hated. Yeah, right. This squatty said today's double page spread in the Murdoch paper in Victoria. Expect the Murdochocracy across Australia will be running this. When even this mob prints something like this, you know the trip was a big success. Yeah, yeah. Anytime you can get a double page spread in a newspaper, and especially a Murdoch owned newspaper, you know you're doing something right and you are a success. So they can say whatever they want to. Harry and Meghan knocked it out of the park, and you cannot look at what happened on the ground in Australia and call it anything except a success. I'm going to put this up, and this squatty is posting an article from an Australian journalist. It is an opinion piece, and it is a pretty good article. Now, this squatty says is brilliant. I wouldn't go that far because it has a little snarkiness in it, because we know that they can't help themselves when it comes to that. They have to be a little snarky when it comes to Harry and Meghan. But I digress on that point. This squatty posted the article and said, brilliant article. A few highlights. It says, their PR team engaged with a PR team on the ground in Australia to deal with the media. They didn't ban the media at all, just send in your name and your credentials and you can cover them anywhere they go except the War Memorial. Harry and Meghan are dealing with the media their own way outside of the rota and interact with or post about anything they want. So good for them. But most importantly, despite 6 years of heinous attacks and criticism, Harry was viewed as standing up straight, head high, and shoulders back. The British press wants to humble Harry and Meghan so badly. You can't humble people who know exactly who they are. Where's the lie? And I want to post this article. I actually read this article. I enjoyed this article. Like I said, it's not perfect. It's not completely fair. It has a little snarkiness in it. They can't help themselves, but it is some parts in here that I really, really like. And the first part is this, where she says, I've gained a new respect for Harry and Meghan after their Australian visit this week. From what I saw of Prince Harry at the Australian War Memorial, he was respectful and composed when needed and friendly and down to earth when he was with his people, veterans, and their families. Well, that's Harry. I don't understand why she is so shocked if that's the emotion she is feeling, because this has been Harry all his life. He's always been respectful. He has, and especially when it comes to veterans and their families. So, okay, I'm glad you finally picked up on that. But listen to what she says right here. She says, I expected him to be a little bowed after more than 6 years of relentless criticism since he and Meghan decided in January 2020 to step back as senior members of the British royal family and work to become financially independent. But he wasn't coward at all. He was tall, straight back, looking confident in his own skin. Yes, they really thought that Harry and Meghan was going to come over there. Well, at least she did. Thought Harry and Meghan was going to come over there begging, maybe with the tail between the legs, and just asking for some kind of redemption, I guess. But in actuality, Harry and Meghan knew who they were, was confident in who they were, and that is the way they presented themselves. And she seemed kind of shocked by it, don't you think? But yeah, Harry and Meghan have no reason to be coward. Everything that has been spewed on them has been nothing but lies. And Harry and Meghan know this. They would never give all of those flying monkeys and that family over there across the pond, they would never give them the satisfaction of seeing them coward in any kind of way. Why would they? Because at the end of the day, they're on the side of right, not wrong. And of course, it goes into the bullshit of them getting paid and all that nonsense. You know, I got into a back and forth on X, formerly known as Twitter, today. This woman talking about Megan making money off her clothes. And I just cannot get my head around people thinking Harry and Meghan should not get paid when they work, or they should not get paid off of their own images. It seems like it's okay for everybody to make money off of Harry and Meghan except Harry and Meghan. And it makes no sense to me. But yeah, she went into all that nonsense as well. That's the reason why I say that this wasn't good article, but it wasn't the best, because we all know, if you're gonna keep it 100, you know that Harry and Meghan didn't get paid for anything that they did in Australia. But they should have. They should have. What is wrong with them making money off of their own labor and off their own image? It makes no sense to me. But yeah, she went into that nonsense. So it was an okay article. It was, but that really kind of got my jaws tight. It always does when I hear people say they're making money. They're making money. So what? So what? I mean, you work, you make money, don't you? I don't know anyone who works that doesn't make money for their labor. But it's not about that. It's about Harry and Meghan being so extremely successful. That is what sticks in their craw. That Harry and Meghan haven't failed. That Harry and Meghan has been able to be financially successful. And they cannot handle that. So they have to make it a negative. So Megan Daughtery, who wrote this article, she can miss me completely on that point because it's the same old line. It is as if they got together, which we know they do, and got a talking point, and everybody repeats the same talking point. I'm going to talk about some articles later on, and you'll see exactly the same theme runs through them all. Even though we know Harry and Meghan did not get paid for anything that they did in Australia, it was self funded. I think Harry and Meghan's spokesperson said it best when all of this nonsense started to churn up after the announcement that Harry and Meghan would do a private visit to Australia. Y'all remember Harry and Meghan's spokesperson speaking on them, pretending like they didn't know that Harry and Meghan wasn't going to use public funds for security. Harry and Meghan said it's all mute. Also, at the end, the spokesperson said, why let the truth get in the way of a good story? And that's exactly what these talking points that these flying monkeys are coming out with. It's about spinning a narrative. It's about the story. It definitely isn't about the truth. And I'm going to put this up. This is what they're hanging their hats on, saying that Harry and Meghan was making money because Meghan is an investor in this website, One Off. And when she wears clothes, they post her clothes where you can buy them. And my whole thing is, why shouldn't she make money? She's wearing the clothes. It's her own image. What I said earlier. They want everyone to be able to get paid off of Harry and Meghan except Harry and Meghan. This squatty said new photo of Meghan on One Off website where she posts her outfits. I am so glad that Meghan is going to get her cut on the Meghan effect. Not only is she going to help a lot of designers like she did over there in Australia, because it is plenty of them coming out and saying that the Meghan effect is real. Not only are they making money, Meghan is making money. What's wrong with that? I want someone to explain that to me like I am a 5-year-old. What is wrong with Meghan making money off of her own self? It makes no sense. We got people running around here hating on Meghan, paying their mortgage off of her. But yet and still, Meghan is not supposed to make any money off her own self. Get out of here. You look real stupid. I cannot with these people. I'm just saying, y'all tell me what y'all think. I think this is a great investment for Meghan because Meghan has that Meghan effect. Why shouldn't she get some coins? She should get her coin. Everybody else getting coins. Why can't she get her coins? I'm just saying. And I want to put this up because I want to touch on it. And this squatty posted it and said, hearing Prince Harry speak at the Inner Edge Summit and give his time so genuinely offered a powerful insight into lived experience, grounding the conversation in something real and deeply human. And what this person is talking about is Harry talked about a lot of things. He talked about going to therapy and how when he was feeling very anxious and he would hold Archie as a child, that Archie would immediately start to cry. He said that children pick up on that kind of energy, and I agree with it. I do. Children know when their parents are going through some stuff. And at the time, Harry and Meghan was really going through it, and Archie would pick up on it. I really, really found that interesting. He also talked about his feelings of walking behind the coffin of his dead mother and how he knew at that very moment that he did not want to be a part of the royal family. Harry said that for everyone to hear again. Because I say again, because this is not the first time Harry has said this. And they ignore it every time. They ignored it this time. That is the reason why I wanted to put it out there. Let's not ignore this. Harry said that the minute his mother was killed and he walked behind that coffin, he did not want any part of that life. He said it with his full chest for everyone to hear who had two ears, but they refused to hear. They continued to want to blame Meghan for Harry leaving. Meghan was only the catalyst. Harry had always wanted to leave. Harry said he never was about that life. I hope they understand that. But like I said, again, they have chose to ignore. This squatty posted about it and said this: Harry just silenced all of those. Meghan took him away from us, brigade. Harry just told them he wanted out of the firm since walking behind his mother's coffin. Now they are crying he abandoned his family. No, his family abandoned him. Where is the lie? Where is it? Harry was in poverty in a wealthy family. Harry was a neglected child who was surrounded by servants. Harry never was valued as a part of that family. And Harry never wanted to be a part of that family. When will they get that through their heads? We all know that they know, because every now and then one of those flying monkeys will sit down and admit that Harry wanted out. But that is very rare. They go back to that whole nonsense that somehow it's all Meghan's fault. No, Meghan was just a catalyst for Harry to throw up his two fingers and say deuces to that family. Yes, and to show them the back of his head. It had nothing to do with Meghan. Harry has been trying to find a way out of that family ever since he was 12 years old and he was walking behind his mother's coffin. I'm just saying. Also, I want to put this up because this squatty posted a post from a young woman who met Meghan, and let me tell you, it is everything. This is what this squatty said. This is impact. The influence on young people, Meghan being a role model and an inspiration to young women. Young people, a young woman writing about Meghan's influence on her and wanting to be like her. Absolutely inspirational. And this is what this young girl wrote. Her name is Regan Smith. She says, words cannot express how grateful I am of this opportunity to talk to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex about mental health in regional areas. The Duchess is someone I will always aspire to be like. With her resilience and her passion, I wish to be even a fraction of a woman she is. Thank you so much to Bashir for organizing this event where we shared our ideas to Prince Harry and Meghan and were assured by Pat, the CEO of Batshires, that we were the VIPs. Batshire is a name after Batshire, the talking elephant, where they aim to talk about the elephant in the room, mental health. I hope that this event will help many people in rural and regional areas receive the support needed for their mental health. Now, she was one of the people that were there when they had this mental health event. And she said she inspires to be like Meghan. If only she could be a fraction of the woman that Meghan is. Now, I know this is messy. I know it is, but I got to say it. Could this be said to Kate? Could it be? Because we all know Kate is a woman of no substance. The only thing that can inspire a young woman when it comes to Kate is how to run the honeypot on a dumb prince. Kate has no substance. That is the reason why they try to tear Meghan down, because they know that Kate is no Meghan. Because they know Meghan is a woman of substance. Meghan came to the table with so much. She was a self-made millionaire. She had spoke at the UN. She was working with Save the Children. She had a successful career. Meghan had done things in her life. Meghan had achieved things in her life. Let's not forget she worked at the U.S. Embassy in Argentina. Meghan is an accomplished woman, and Kate is not. And that is the reason why they're so mad. Meghan has always been head, shoulders, knees, and toes above any woman that has ever stepped foot in that family, and that includes Diana. I said it. I said it out loud. Because let's not forget, Diana was only 19. She didn't have time to come into her own. But the rest of them had all the time in the world. And they chose to run the honeypot and to be a bed hopper. So let's not get it twisted. Kitty and the horse had plenty of time since marrying into that family. Had all the time in the world to accomplish something and chose not to do it. So, yeah, I love this story because it says so much about Meghan, that Meghan is someone to inspire to be. She is inspirational. She is an inspirational person. I mean, she did not bag Harry. Harry bagged her because Harry said when he first saw Meghan and started talking to Meghan, he knew he had to up his game. Yes, because Meghan absolutely was the prize. And this is a repost, and the original post said the reason they're so angry is that Harry and Meghan has shown they can do the very job that the royals are supposed to do, raising awareness and drawing attention to important causes without being paid hundreds of millions of pounds to do it. Not only that, they have proven that I don't know what the day is, but they have proven everything for me. That's all I can say. They showed up and showed out. They showed that they were still loved, they were still cared about, and they still could draw a crowd. And as you can see, the Left Behinds on their last royal tour could not draw flies. I will never ever be able to get over the fact that they thought it was a good idea to turn back the hands of time to 1950. They really tried it, didn't they? They did. And I just don't understand Kitty. Now, I know that this is not all Kitty's fault, but speaking as a woman, and my husband came to me and told me that we were going to dress up like his grandparents and climb up on a Jeep and cosplay the Queen and Prince Philip in the year of our Lord 2022. I would say, nah, bruh, I can't do that. I'm sorry. I will not be doing that. But what did Kitty do? Kitty dressed up just like the Queen from 1950, hiked her dress up, and climbed right up there next to Willie. Yes, she did. This is when I start calling them future king and queen dumb as a rock, because you have to be dumb as a rock to think that this was a good idea. But they did it. They absolutely did it. And I tell you what, it was a tour killer. I mean, that tour was dead from that point on. And it has been so dead that they have not been able to revive it because Kitty and Willie haven't been on tour since then. No, they haven't went anywhere that you could call a tour since this catastrophe of a tour. I'm telling you, but yeah, they thought that was a good idea. Can you imagine? And it was so many other things on that tour that was just absolutely so out of touch. But yeah, I will never, ever, ever allow them to live this one down because that Jeep moment will live in infamy. I'm just saying. And the squatty that reposted this said, I think also the Australian tour broke them so bad because Harry and Meghan looked ecstatic everywhere they went. They happily greeted all the crowds, embraced the people, allowed people to literally chase them and run up to them for pictures. They were smiling from ear to ear the whole time. Even when they got off the plane in Sydney, Harry and Meghan had big fat smiles on their faces. But certainly they may be very angry that William and Kate do not and flat outright refuse to do their jobs and give the British press this kind of amazing content. The world benefits from Harry and Meghan, whereas the British press are being left behind. Where is the lie? I mean, it's really nothing to add to that because what this squatty is saying is absolutely right. They want to control Harry and Meghan so they can control the money. Harry and Meghan makes money. They do. Off of pictures, off of stories, off of just existing. You can make money off of Harry and Meghan. And they wanted to be able to control it. Y'all saw how Robert Jobson went off. I mean, he melted completely down when when he said that Harry and Meghan was trying to create their own rota. And what he meant, yes, Harry and Meghan are creating their own rota and they're on the outside looking in. Yes, they are hating from outside of the club. Yes, they can't get in. And they mad. They big, big mad. And a perfect example of them hating from outside of the club is the BBC. Like I said in a past podcast, the BBC has become such a disappointment. The once respected BBC is now nothing more than another bootlicker for that family over there. Look what they wrote. This is the kind of article they were writing while Harry and Meghan was in Australia. I mean, nothing but blatant lies. The once respected BBC wrote this. Harry and Meghan's trip felt like a royal tour, except many Aussies wasn't interested. Now they know that that is a blatant lie. I mean, the crowds were there for everyone to see, but they still chose to try to gaslight the British public. Why? Because they are in the tank for that family and they know a popular Harry and Meghan means a unpopular royal family. And they really, really, really are nothing but the brown nosers for that family. They have their nose so far up Charles and Willie's butt that they don't even know what the sunlight looks like anymore. And this squatty posted that article and said the BBC had a whole Q&A explaining how there is huge interest worldwide for Harry and Meghan and had reporters on the site. A few hours later, and probably many calls from Kensington Palace, they published this article. Laugh out loud. Yes, they act as if it's not their job to report the facts on the ground as they are. Because one or two calls from one of those palaces over there, all of a sudden, the truth is not the truth anymore. And this squatty posted that same article and said, I don't pay my TV license to fund establishment gaslighting. We saw the footage. We saw the mobbing. We saw the success in Australia. The BBC's desperate attempt to rewrite history to protect the palace is a betrayal of public trust. Where is the lie? But this is not the first time the BBC has done this. They're not new to this, they're true to this. Let's not forget, these are the same people who shot the video of Kate on the bench with the cancer announcement and still refuse to release the video to scrutiny. I mean, so many news organizations have tried to get access to that video and they have refused, even refused the Freedom of Information Act when it was used to try to get the video. They refused it all, refused to release it. So, like I said, they are not new to this, they are true to this. Whenever presented with a choice of choosing that family or to uphold the public trust, they choose that family every time. They do. So all I can say is the BBC has shown itself to be what it is, a hack. It is not a trusted news source. It can't be considered that anymore. And this squatty said, you are a mouthpiece, not a mirror. This is why public trust in your institution is in the gutter. Hashtag BBC. Where is the lie? And this squatty just posted pages from the newspaper in Australia and said to the BBC, this was under the BBC's post. They said, sorry to disappoint you, but yes, here's the receipts. In real time, here's the receipts. Don't try to gaslight the people of your country, trying to keep that family afloat when in actuality they're sinking their own self. It doesn't have anything to do with Harry and Meghan. It has everything to do with them and how they have conducted themselves through the years and who they are and how they behave. They have behaved atrociously. And because of that, people don't like them. They don't. And so, yeah, you can lie all you want to, but the facts are the facts are the facts. And this squatty said the BBC has become an agent of misinformation and disinformation, lacking any semblance of integrity whatsoever. Prince Harry and Meghan was warmly welcomed in Australia. There are multiple photographs, videos, and news reports showing this on multiple platforms. Do better. Yes, they drug the BBC, and who deserves it more than they do? Because they're supposed to be a legit news organization, not a rag. Like the Daily Fail, like the Mirror, like the Daily Express. But the BBC and Reuters showed that they were right there in the gutter with the rest of them. They have proved that when the rubber hits the road, they choose that family over the truth. They choose that family over reporting what is true and what is false. They are willing to cloak for that family and tell lies and put out misinformation. I'm just going to say this, the BBC and Reuters will forever get a side eye from me because one thing Harry and Meghan's trip to Australia has shown us, it has exposed the BBC and Reuters to be hacks. They have really took a hit reputation wise on this one because they have been exposed. They have absolutely shown themselves that they are willing to be used by that family over there to peddle misinformation. They have shown themselves to be untrustworthy, liars. They have. I mean, no better than the lowest of rags over there. They are just as bad. And of course, Roy Nickel, she's going to come out with that Southern fried hair of hers, lying and absolutely bootlicking for Kensington Palace. And also, Kate Nancy came out with a bald-faced lie. And we're going to talk about both of them. First, we're going to start with Roy Nickel. This is what she said. Harry and Meghan in Australia. royal tour or PR stunt. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex's Oz trip is blending royal philanthropy with the couple's commercial interests. But how is it landing in the RAM? And what does it say about their global brand? Let me tell you, when I say they ate her up in the comments, I mean they ate her up in the comments. They sit down at the table, put a napkin at their neck, and proceeded to eat her up and left no crumbs. I don't understand why these people keep doing this, because not only squatties, but other people just go in these comments and tear them a new one, because this is ridiculous. For them to continue with this nonsense, this continuous drumbeat of bullshit, is just such a waste of everyone's time. At this point, move on. But this squatty came up under her post and said, "Oh, do shut up. It's getting so boring. You are such a vile troll. Harry and Meghan private tour of Australia was a success. What's wrong with you? You feel pride in being a bully? You're a nasty woman who disrespects another woman for clicks to pay your bills. I hope karma finds you soon." Yes, and that was one of the nice ones. Yes, people absolutely took her to task, and it was so delicious, to the point where I just backed up out of the comments. I do that when everything that needs to be handled is already handled. They don't need me to add to, because they had handled it, and boy, did they handle that southern fried hair of Roy Nichols. Roy Nichols needs to mind her business. And that's basically what the people in the comments were saying. I just think she would be better served and her time better spent if she would use the time that she spends on talking ish about Harry and Meghan. That time could be spent more wisely, like spend some time finding you a good hair supply place where you can find a hair mask that can get control of all those flyaways you got. I mean, every time I see Roy Nika, I just absolutely am just mesmerized by her hair. Her hair is screaming for help. Her hair is dyed, fried, and laid to the side. It is absolutely in distress, but she wants to worry about Harry and Meghan instead of all them flyaways she got on her head. Now let's talk about Kate Mansi. Yeah, Kate Mansi, the woman who is aging like milk in the sun. That Kate Mansi. And she wrote an article talking about how Harry treated Meghan at this girls' retreat. Now, she didn't have no access, I'm sure. And we all know they don't need any access. They don't need to know what the truth is, because they already have an agenda. And Henry VIII, one of my favorite squatties, wrote about this and posted the segment where Kate Mansi did nothing but lie through her double teeth. Now, she is saying someone who was there told her this. So, this is what she said. She said, "It was the most unusual thing. People was taking pictures of Meghan on stage, and Harry sort of rushed out really quickly. He didn't wait for her to come off the stage, didn't collect her from the stage. It was really odd. I sat there and everyone kept going on about how handsome he was and how wonderful he was, but he just almost ran out. It was quite bizarre." Now, this is what she's saying that was told to her. Well, she didn't have to go by what someone was telling her. She could have watched the video, because everybody watching the video saw Harry walk Meghan to the stage, give her a kiss, and assist her up the stairs. And when Meghan was finished with her Q&A, he went up to the stage, held out his hand, and guided her down the steps and walked out with her. So everything that Kate Manzi wrote about was a lie, and it's on video. So it is no excuse her printing this lie. She knew it was a lie when she wrote it because the video is there for everyone to see. These people have an agenda. They have a narrative already in their head. I don't believe this woman had any kind of connection with anybody there at the girls' retreat because everybody that was there for Meghan and Gemma, not on some BS. So this is something that she came up with and put it as a source because you can't tell me that this woman actually had someone who would report some bullshit like this back to her when the video is there for everyone to see. It makes no sense. And Henry VIII said, they just lie. Rhoda literally just lie about Harry and Meghan, then whine when they are called out. Where is the lie? Where is it? That's the reason why they hate the Sussex Squad. That is the reason why they try to paint us in a bad light because they want to abuse and lie on Harry and Meghan in peace. And the squad refused to allow it. We will never allow it. We will always call them out. And they are mad about it. And all I can say is stay mad. Stay mad. And this is a repost from Henry VIII. And the original post says, Kate Manzi, this is what it looks like when a husband walks away and leaves his wife, just ask William. He is an expert at doing this to Kate. Apparently, this is who you were talking about. Hashtag Kate Manzi is a liar. Where is the lie? Look at how many receipts squatties have posted of William walking away from Kate. And one of these times, Kate is heavily pregnant. But yet and still, we don't get no articles about that. No, all we get is lies about Harry and Meghan. And Henry VIII reposted this and said, Royalists will claim it's because Kate Middleton knows her place. And I love that for her. Me too. Me too. I'm going to put this up because this squatty went all the way back to what's love got to do with it. I mean, went and found a real old throwback picture of Willie behaving like he behaves today. This is nothing new. He has always treated Kate like, well, crap. He has. And look at Harry. Harry is calling him out, saying, aren't you forgetting somebody? Don't you think you need to let your wife be up under the umbrella? And look at Kate, standing there like she absolutely has not a clue. But this is William. This has always been William. But here they are telling lies about Harry. Harry has always been the gentleman. He has. This squatty posted this picture and said, the best photo showing Willie's total disregard for Kate, leaving the boat at 2012 Jubilee when Harry shouts, haven't you forgotten someone? As William walks away with the umbrella to himself. It's been largely removed, but I managed to find this French post. Yes, Harry has always been the gentleman. I'm just saying. I'm going to put this up. This is from Robert Jobson, and let me tell you, he should have never posted this because Squatties had nothing but smoke for him. And this post is so wacky. He is a writer and he has missing words and all kinds of nonsense. I'm telling you, you expect more from a writer than a post with missing words and sentences that doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna try to make sense of them. He says their Royal Highness the Duke and Duchess of Sussex pictured when they were working royals before they decided to quit royal life and agreed to the terms of laid out. See that? That didn't even sound right. By Queen Elizabeth II at the Sandringham Summit. Well, yeah, and they are abiding by said agreement. And they are the only ones abiding by said agreement because Charles and Willie made promises and agreed to things as well, such as Harry and Meghan to keep Frogmore Cottage, Harry and Meghan to keep their security. But we all know none of that happened. They reneged on that right away, but for some reason, Harry and Meghan are always held to a different standard than the rest of those left behinds over there. But okay, Jabo, let's see how much smoke you catch for posting this. And this squatty tagged Jabo in her post, listed all of the trolls that he is following presently, and said this: you are following many Will and Kate fans who troll Meghan daily. You have liked and reposted their abhorrent posts. Journalists are not meant to do this. You are supposed to be unbiased and fair. Following those trolls and liking and reposting their posts makes you a troll too. Yes, absolutely exposed him because I didn't know about this. I knew that Angela Levin and a lot of those really low life journalists, they followed a lot of the trolls. But Jabo always kind of held himself up to be a little better than Angela Levin. Well, here we are. He is being exposed for being exactly like Angela Levin. Oh my goodness, how the mighty has fallen. I'm just saying. And this squatty said, first, Robert Jobson insulting Australians and saying that they will turn up for anything. And now Ingrid Seward is insulting their designers. Ever notice how they resort to attacking countries Harry and Meghan visits? When Charles and Camilla visited Nigeria, they didn't say anything. When Harry and Meghan visited Nigeria, suddenly it was war-torn and dangerous country. Where's the lie? Y'all remember that? Yes. And now that Harry and Meghan has been well received by the Australian public, all of a sudden they want to say that Australians, they'll turn up to anything. I mean, putting the whole nation down. I cannot. And Ingrid Seward talking about their designers' clothes are ugly, which is really rich coming from a woman who hadn't bought a new outfit in this century. And that hairdo of hers, I'm telling you, the wig that she has on her head goes back to biblical times. I cannot with this woman. She really feels like she has some license to talk about other people walking around looking like Deputy Dog. I cannot. And Robert Jobson came in and posted this after the dragging just would not cease. He said, for the record and for the avoidance of doubt, I know I'm fat. My doctor has checked my bloods. Please note, abuse and sycophancy are unwelcome here. Each betrays a lack of kindness and limited vocabulary. That says, I shall continue regardless. Have a nice day. R. He had the nerve to sign his name like he is a royal. R. Okay, Robert. Yes, Robert said he know he fat because he was called fat all through them comments. They drug him for filth. They did. And so he come up there. and was talking about he was fat. People weren't really talking about him being fat. They was talking about how he was lying and how he was just breathing so hard and hyperventilating over Harry and Meghan. Something that was not his business, not in his wheelhouse anymore, because he supposedly covers the royals. And he clearly says that Harry and Meghan aren't royal. I'm just saying. But the squatty that reposted his post said, Robert Jobson has no clue. We literally don't care you're fat. If you want to speak badly of someone, make sure your own lane is perfect. If not, it's all up for grabs. Yes, they're going to talk about you and your mama and dig your old grandmother up and talk about her too. Yes, that's what we do as squad. At least that's what I do. And this squatty goes on to say, if you didn't lie and were one of the good guys, we would defend you with everything. But you aren't, so we don't. Exactly. Exactly. And like I say, it's no low I won't go. I will go straight to hell. Yes, I will dig up your old dead grandmother and talk about her too, because it's no low you won't go. Let's look at the evidence. I'm telling you, y'all turn a woman's father against her. You use her father against her. That's what you did to Meghan. But yet and still, you all in your fields because people call you fat. Get out of here. Get out of here before you get your feelings hurt even more. I'm just saying. And look at this. This is what Jabo is up to. It says, FYI, job ass. I love that the squatties call him job ass. I bet he hates that. But anyway, it says Jabaz is posting that his photos are copyrighted. So he is trying to get some of us banned from Twitter. Be wary. He's really shook. That BBC Radio 5 interview has hit a nerve. Yeah. He out here trying to get us off of Twitter. I cannot. How can you copyright some of your pictures? I cannot with him. He absolutely don't understand that we don't need any pictures to drag him. We'll drag him pictureless. He will get dragged. Because the squatties do not care. But yeah, out here copywriting his pictures so he can in return report you to Twitter. I cannot with Jabo. And look what the squatties did. They went and made a cartoon character of him. A cartoon. And that way he can't copyright that. He needs to leave Harry and Meghan alone, doesn't he? Because if he didn't know, he knows now. He does not want the smoke that the squad brings. He can't handle it. I love this for Jabo. All right, y'all. Y'all know I love to end on a positive note. So I'm going to end with this beautiful picture of Meghan. Now, this is a screen grab from one of the videos she posted over on her Instagram page. Please go over there, show her some love. And this squatty that posted it said, what a beautiful picture. So happy for Harry and Meghan. And they don't pay the noise no attention. That is so true. All right, y'all. I will see you next time. If you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe. If you have the hype button, hype the video up because it helps so much. Hype your girl up. And if you want to be a part of the reading club, the membership button is right below. I will see you soon. I promise you, I am going to start doing more videos. I've just been so busy, y'all. But I promise we are going to get back on track because I be missing y'all. I do. So I will see you very, very soon. I'll see you later. Bye.